Hey guys, welcome to this video. In this video we're going to talk about how you can improve your mental health. Since it is Mental Health Awareness Week and it's such a nice day today here in Southsea, we're going to go for a little walk and I'll just sort of talk you through some advice and tips that work for me that might work for you as well. So let's get to it. Okay guys, so before we get into this, I just want to say that this advice is mostly common sense and it's from my own experience. What works for me might not work for you. It's just some tips and advice. The other thing as well, I've got some recommendations that I'll leave in the description below, so be sure to check those out. And I've also got this advice from a friend who's a registered mental health nurse, so it's just a kind of bit of a melting pot of ideas really. So let's crack on. Idea number one is for you to get good sleep every night, and I think they say, what is it, 7 to 9 hours per night, so it means going to bed at the same time, waking up at the same time. Also things like, obviously don't go on your phone or your laptop before bed. A tip would be, for example, to put your mobile phone in a different room, and also to use an alarm clock, because I know a lot of people go, well, I just have an alarm on my phone, but just buy a really cheap alarm clock. That will help. Another thing would be to get good sleep would be to read a book before bed and just kind of start to switch off. And another thing would be to perhaps have a warm shower or a hot bath, maybe an hour or two, just to kind of get the body into the routine of right, I'm going to sleep. And obviously avoid your late nights.
Oh, won't you just shut up? Bloody dogs.
My next tip would be to keep a routine and have structure to your day. So, for example, it's lockdown at the moment, but I'm still keeping routine by having a structure that's like my school day that I go to work. I work at a school, and so I have a same wake up call, same breakfast. I have the first couple of hours doing work, then I have a break, more work, then lunch, more work, and then exercise and relax, and then have dinner at the same time. So it's important for you to keep a routine, even if you go to work. And this wasn't during lockdown, I would recommend keeping a routine just so you can just have a kind of natural rhythm and flow to your day. So, for example, my next point would be to exercise. So if you were to exercise, choose a time in the day to exercise and stick to it, sort of schedule it in. I think exercise goes without saying. I think we all kind of recognise that exercise is good for you. Be sure, by the way, to check out my podcast with Shannon Cunningham, who is a personal trainer who talks about this in much more detail. But yeah, exercise can come in lots of different varieties. You've got your sort of running, jogging, sprints. You could do high intensity training, YouTube workouts. A couple of workouts I recommend actually, Joe Wicks, for beginners, and HasFit as well. I've been using HasFit for a number of years. Coach Kozak and Claudia, they're really good, like a power couple, and yeah, they've got some really good workout videos. But other things like if you're into sort of more relaxed stuff like yoga, Pilates, I recommend doing group classes as well. So something that Shannon does is a Zoom online class. I quite like it because I usually just work out by myself, and it's nice to have someone to look at technique and to kind of motivate you and stuff, and also to be working out with others. I'm a bit competitive, so that kind of competitive spirit comes into it. But to relate it back to mental health, exercise is good because of the endorphins that it releases. You feel good, you look better, you sleep better, and it obviously just feeds into this positive kind of feedback loop, and you obviously produce more energy. That's kind of you think that would be counterintuitive. More exercise would be less energetic, but yeah, to do exercise, and also just to vary it up. So if you just go for the same run every day, why don't you do the run in reverse, or why don't you cross the road, or just like vary your route as well. So variation is good as well, but exercise, I think we know, is very good for your mental health.
Any mackerel?
Another tip that I've got for you is to eat healthily. So, for example, eat your fruit and veg. Try and get a balanced diet as well. So try and avoid like chocolates, sweets, fizzy drinks, that kind of thing. It's just not very good for you. For example, I used to have a colleague at work. She's quite a big lady, and she's like, "Oh, I'm just on a diet. I'm just instead of like white bread, I'm just eating like brown bread." So that was a good move. Another move she would make would be like from full fat Coke to Diet Coke. I would argue whatever marketing bullshit that they give you, you're probably better off having a glass of water. So keep hydrated, drink lots of water, lots of green tea is always good for you. I use green tea, it kind of flushes me out a little bit. Why is this good for your mental health? Well, it just feeds into a healthy body, healthy mind, healthy person.
Oh, here he comes. Wait for it. Oh, there he is. I'm not going to lie, I have always wanted one of these little machines. Did he? Look, it looks so cosy.
Just another note on keeping healthy. So again, just try and kind of limit everything and sort of have a bit of a balance. So for example, like in the morning, avoid really sugary cereals, and at break perhaps have a piece of fruit. At lunch, have something kind of light, not too heavy, and then in the evening have a big cooked meal if you can. I recommend getting into cooking. Learn how to cook. It's really good for your mindfulness. It feels good because you are putting in some effort and you feel like you're eating healthily, basically. So I check out some recipes. I'll leave some in the description below. Again, you can check out some recipes that I've put online. I think I've got like cheesy chips, not the most healthy, but good food, and got Singapore fried noodles and other things like that. So yeah, get into cooking. It's really good for your mindfulness, and it feels good because I suppose ultimately, if you're cooking for someone else, you're showing them your love, and it feels good, like positive vibes only.
Now, where is the bird? Can you spot the bird? Oh, there he is. Oh, I can just smell those roses from here. Go on, have a good sniff. Oh, simply lovely.
Okay, so it's also for your mental health. It's also good to feel connected and part of a group. I mean, in my experience, I've always felt like the odd one out in the group, a little bit like the Joker card in the pack, where I've just not ever felt like I've truly fitted in. I don't know if that's because I'm autistic or I've got Asperger's. Apparently, that's what YouTube keep telling me. They keep giving me these subliminal recommended videos to watch. I'm like, what are you trying to say? And also narcissistic, but I'll let you decide whether that's true or not. But yeah, to feel part of a group, so be part of the WhatsApp group with your friends. Perhaps you've just got a nice work colleague that you like talking to, just sometimes not even chatting about a lot, but just having a bit of a natter. Hopefully you've got some friends around you, your family as well, which is really good. And it leads me on to the final point, which it's always good to talk to someone. A problem shared is a problem halved, and it's easy for me to say this because right now, like, I feel like I'm in a good place mentally, and I appreciate some of you watching this might not be. All I would say is that I've been there. You probably recognise from the YouTube channel that I've had big gambling addiction problems. With that brought a lot of depression and anxiety and stress. I used to have like no routine. I didn't have any sleep. I used to eat rubbish, late nights. Obviously was in massive amount of debt. So I can empathise with you, I can sympathise with you as well, and it's easy to say, oh yeah, just talk to somebody, but I think if you can talk to a family member, that would be great. That's a good starting place. Another starting place would be to talk to a friend that you trust. I would actually say speak to someone independent as well. Now, it's not me I'm not trying to kind of sell you anything. All I would say is, like, if you want to talk, I will happily, like, pop me an email. I know it's easy to just drop me an email, but like, in fact, I will offer like 15-minute, 20-minute phone call, or like a Skype or something. I think I'd love to just mentor one of you, and just show you it's all right. It's absolutely fine to talk about your mental health, because it affects everyone. Sorry guys. So I know how it can affect people. So stay strong, as they say, but also realise that it's not your fault, and you can get help. So bloody hell. Yeah, I appreciate those tips. Probably, like, you know, a bit common sense. You're probably thinking, why is it coming from you? You know, personal trainer, you know, life coach or anything like that. But I just want to say that I want to help you. I know that you might be sat down watching this, you might be in a bad place, you might be in a good place, you might be like, yeah, I know this already, but I hope it helps someone out there, and you know, we can raise awareness for mental health. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll mop up my tears. All right, see you later. Cheers. Cat. And so, in terms of like what advice I've got to do with like giving, fuck's sake, you can't. And another tip and advice I would have would be, and another tip and another, oh, fuck's sake. Let's try again. You could feel connected from work colleagues. You might, again, just not chat about much, just have a bit of a natter. You know, oh, the weather's nice today, or it's a nice dog over there barking in the background and annoying me in my video. Have they heard that? And I don't know, I can be friggin' please. If you haven't already, a little bit of an upsell, but do check out Shannon Cunningham's podcast. Just basically selling how good Shannon. Basically, I'm just selling how good Shannon. Basically, I'm just selling, you know, Shannon at this point. Also, a little bit of bromance there, but that's another story. Anyway, for example, avoid fizzy drinks, avoid chocolate bars, avoid sweets. Now, I'm not saying avoid them completely, because I love sweets just as much as the next person. Haribo's sports mixture especially. Just saying, if you want to send me a packet of Haribo's, or maybe or sports mixture, maybe I'll just have to set up like a PO box, you know, and you can just send them to me. Okay, joke's over. But seriously, avoid crap food.
Potato.